Good morning, it's Karen at Simply Living for Him. I am here to do my daily encouragement video. I hope that this message finds you well wherever you are. You know, oftentimes we hear this phrase. You've probably said it. I know I've said it, where people will say, "How are you?" And you're like, "I'm hanging in there." And, you know, sometimes we really can just hang in there. Like that's all we can do because we're going through trials or struggles or situations. But I wanted to encourage you today that sometimes all we can do is hang in there, but we shouldn't live that way. We shouldn't live like we're just hanging on by a thread. We should live like we're hanging on to Jesus because in the end, he hung on the cross for us. It says in Colossians chapter 1, verse 17, he existed before everything else began, and he holds all creation together. So this whole passage here is talking about the supremacy of Christ, the supremacy of Christ, and how he is sufficient and he is above all things, and he is the visible image of the invisible God. I love that. And how he existed before all things, and he is supreme over all of creation. And then it goes on to say at the end of this passage here, he existed before everything else began, and he holds all creation together. So when you are going through a struggle, when you are going through a trial, I want you to remember that yes, sometimes it feels like all you can do is just hang on, but who are you hanging on to? Because ultimately, you know, Jesus holds all things together. Even when things feel like they're falling apart, even when they do sometimes fall apart, he has got it. He has got you. In the end, everything is going to be okay because you're going to be with Jesus someday. Everything we're going through on earth sometimes feels like it's unbearable. You know, it just feels like you can't hang on another second longer, but you absolutely can because he hung on the cross for you. He bore all of the weight of the world for you. And so when you preach the gospel to yourself every day, we've talked about this on the devotions. We've talked about this when I've done speaking and on the podcast recently. When you preach the gospel to yourself every day and you remember that Jesus hung on that cross for you, you can absolutely do more than just hang in there every day. You hang on to his truths. You hang on to his promises. You hang on to the hope that is to come, that no matter what happens in this world, that we have Jesus. And preaching the gospel to yourself every single day changes everything. It puts everything into perspective when you realize that Jesus came and died so that you can have the freedom to live, that you will have eternal life. It changes the perspective of everything that's going on around you. So don't just hang in there every day. Hang on to Christ. Don't just hang in there. Live life, whatever comes your way. Live life hanging on to him, knowing that he holds all things together. Hope that encourages you today. If it does, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. Share this video with a friend. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until the next time, I wish you all the blessings and joy in Jesus today.